Pokemon Fire Red with no Pokécenter was brutal, but it's time for my most requested challenge. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Emerald with only a team of one Shedinja? This is a Pokemon with only one health the whole game, but the ability is that it only gets hit by moves that are super effective against it, weather conditions, and status afflictions. In many cases, it's either one-shot or get one-shot. My friend Brandon did this challenge months ago, so I know it's possible, but people still want to see me do it, and he didn't try the post-game fight with Steven, so here I am. Like always, I'm writing this script as I go through with the challenge, so all of this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I'm confident that I can win, but the power leveling is going to be unreal. I think I'm going to need to be at least level 100 before I can beat the 5th gym for sure. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Shedinja. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits. No items in battle, only Pokeballs and items outside of combat are allowed. Let's do this. So I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Trico with Shedinja. That way my rival has a Pokemon that can hit us, making the run harder. I name my Shedinja Lesnar, since these are going to be some short fights. Ours is Lonely Nature, more attack and less defense. Considering that our attacks will likely all be physical, this is perfect. Scratch and Leech Life aren't great, and Harden is literally useless, but it's what we've got. May can't even hit us in the first fight, so I take the time to walk around and fight every trainer that I can for early experience, since the first gym is a Rock-type one. I also take the time to catch a handful of Zigzagoons. I can't use them in combat, but their pickup ability will get me some rare candies for later in the game, and it'll probably save me an entire day of grinding by the end of the run. By the time I beat all the trainers and a few wild Pokemon, I'm at level 14 and our attack is really pulling ahead. Problem is, Roxanne has 3 Pokemon and they all have rock moves so they can hit us. I try anyway, but it goes about as well as you'd think. So we have 3 choices. Level up till I can one-shot her team, so probably at level 38 since is when I can learn Shadow Ball, or use Sand Attack and be insanely, unreasonably lucky. So we have to power level on Route 116. Pokemon here are level 6 to 8, and that's the best we can do. I actually run away from any Ninkatas that I find since they give defense EVs, and those are useless for us. I also started running from Whismur at some point because I remembered they give health EVs, also useless. What we really want are the Poochyana's attack EVs. All the EVs in the world probably aren't going to win this battle any faster though. What you're watching right now is 1/2 of a trip grinding cut short due to being hit by Peck, sped up and editing hardcore. If I showed you any more than this, there'd probably be some kind of serious strobing effect. If you notice that the footage is completely consistently one speed, it's because this isn't emulator speed up, this is the footage being sped up in post. I'm sure it won't surprise you to hear, but going from level 14 to 38 on level 6 to 8 Pokemon is one of the worst grinds I've ever had to do in a Pokemon game. It's not quite Magikarp bad, but it's pretty horrible. Out of desperation, I even took a few tries at the gym as I leveled up, but never really stood a chance. She's got 3 Pokemon, and they all have a move that can hit us. The chances of them all missing, even if we open with Sand Attack, is just too low. Even at level 25, my Leech Life, the move that does the most damage at this point, only deals half of its health and damage. Even at level 30, nearly triple the level of my opponents, I can only beat the first Geodude due to a lucky miss, and the second one took me out. At least I got a shiny Ninkata out of it, so that's pretty cool, but he's just going in the box. Finally, at level 35, I can one-shot her Geodudes, but not her Nosepass. That's okay though, that's manageable. Rock Tomb isn't the most accurate move in the world, so less than 10 tries later, and I get this run where I finally win thanks to Confuse Ray. That was one of the worst grinds I have had to do in a long time. I've got to go jog over to the next gym. Maybe subscribe and ring the notification bell if you appreciate the grind. The fighting gym was as easy as you'd expect, and it feels good to be making progress again. I actually use an experience share to start leveling up our Zigzagoons, so that at some point, there'll be a high enough level to use pickup and get rare candies later in the run. I thought that we'd have smooth sailing for a good long time due to our crazy high attack, but our next rival fight was a bump in the road. Her Kabuskin actually survived a scratch and packed us for the first try. I ended up having to try this fight a few times until I had better confusion luck. I can't wait to get Shadow Ball. I bet you it's gonna wreck anyone in our way until we get to the normal gym. My god, I am not looking forward to that one, though. As usual, I use the areas around Mauville to grind a few levels since there are so many trainers there. I end up getting Shadow Ball, an 80 power ghost move. It's physical since ghost moves are all physical before Gen 4 for some reason, but we have high attack so I don't mind. It's a shame that I can't hit normal types with it though. Now that we have a solid attacking move, the Electric Gym was a one-shot sweep. The levels are catching up with us fast though, so I doubt we're gonna get a repeat for long. We reach Team Magma leader Maxi, and I instantly lose to Bite. I need him to hit himself twice in order to win at this level, so this takes a few tries. 5 tries later, and he hits himself twice, and I manage to take him out. I'm using Leech Life to save on Shadow Ball power points since they equate to the same damage anyway. Leech Life is super effective, so doubles to 40 power, Shadow Ball's not as effective, so it halves to 40 power, and they both get same type attack bonus. His other Pokemon go down to 1 Shadow Ball each no problem, but I'm starting to doubt that I'm ready for the Fire Gym Leader. When I finally get to her, it goes great. Until her Torkoal survives a Shadow Ball, that is. Crap. Alright, I need to redo the fight 27 times, confusing Torkoal until he hits himself twice so that I can win. What is that, a 1 in 4 chance to have a run where she hits herself twice? I don't know how that took 27 attempts, but that's 40 minutes of my life that I'm never getting back. It's time for the massive grind, though. What you're watching right now is 10 minutes of this grind. The highest level Pokemon that we can find are in their low 20s, so the experience isn't great, and my luck at picking up rare candies through Zigzagoons has been abysmal, as you can probably tell by me obsessively checking their held items. Here's the next gym leader's team. I'm sure you can instantly see the problem. 2 of his Pokemon have Feint Attack, a dark move that never misses, so I either have to one-shot them or keep them from attacking. Confuse Ray could work, but I'm gonna need to hit them a lot harder before I could take them out fast enough for the luck to be reasonable on that. It doesn't help that since they're all normal type, Shadow Ball won't hurt them. Scratch is my strongest move that can get them, so I'll probably just want to go learn Return instead. I'm especially worried about slacking. Would you look at the base stats on this guy? He's got higher stats than half the legendaries. Sure, he has an ability where he misses every other turn, but I still need him to hit himself on the first round. I need to be strong enough to take him out in 2 hits, and he even has a berry. Not even learning Double Team would help me since Feint Attack bypasses evasion. It's gonna be brutal. Or so you thought, because at level 50, I gave it a try, and on my very first attempt, I hit a critical return on Slacking, taking him out in 1 hit. I swept his whole team. That win probably saved me many hours of grinding. I'll still probably need to be level 100 eventually, but at least when the time comes I can grind on higher level Pokemon. The next rival fight is another one-shot sweep. I get the feeling that this is going to be most of the run. The fights might not be the most exciting to recap. This is kind of part of why I put the challenge off for so long despite everybody asking for it. The battles aren't very exciting. The Flying Gym goes a lot better than I expected, as I was able to one-shot most of her team, although I had to give this battle a solid 8 tries thanks to her Skarmory. It's another case of a Pokemon with a 100% hit chance move that I have to confuse and let hit herself twice before I can win. Honestly, it's not half as bad as I thought it would be at this point in the game. Maxi is back, and it's actually an interesting fight. Right off the bat, pun, he switches Mightyena for Crobat, so I almost take him out with a Return as he heals it, so I finish it off with Shadow Ball. Camerupt is out next, and Shadow Ball leaves it with a Sliver. Also, there's no way that I can say that Pokemon name that people don't yell at me. I've tried both ways, but for whatever reason he uses Earthquake, even though he has a move that can hit me. So I just finish him. Last is Mightyena again, so my attack has been lowered by Intimidate twice now, but I crit with Return to one-shot him. That was weird. Here is another brick wall, though. The Psychic Gym leaders have a double battle with us, so I just use a Magikarp with Splash to not ruin the run. It can't fight anyway. I have to beat 4 Pokemon total, and every one of them can hit us with 100 accuracy move. This means one-shotting isn't good enough. I have to do the fight over and over until the luck lines up and they choose the perfect moves for me to not get hit. Shockingly enough, though, this was my very next run, the second run. Magikarp instantly goes down as Shadow Ball takes down Claydol. Shadow Ball takes down Solrock next as Xatu just uses Calm Mind. I take out Lunatone with Shadow Ball, and Xatu could have easily finished me off, but instead he just confuses me. Through good luck, I don't hit myself on confusion and take him out with a Shadow Ball. That's astonishing. I thought this would take at least a dozen tries. The next big battle is Archie, and once again, we're getting some interesting fights. He pulls a Maxi and switches Mightyena for Crobat, and it goes the same way as last time, with it getting hit, healing, and finished. Sharpedo's out, and I have to make sure that I finish it with Shadow Ball because of its rough skin ability that would take me out if I used Return. He missed Swagger though, so nothing happens to me and I finish him. Last is Mightyena again, so just like last time, my attack is pretty low. He can't seem to hit me though, he just uses Scary Face then misses Swagger, so I get an easy knockout. With that win, we're on to the last gym leader, but one is easier than usual. Return and Shadow Ball make very short work of his team, and shockingly, we got this far into the run while still being only level 69. Nice. The pre-Elite Four Wally fight was an easy fight, so it's almost time for the final fights of the game. Let's take a look at our stats. For a level 72 Shedinja, this isn't bad, although I wouldn't mind using some berries to clean up my EVs a bit, since I know that at least a bit is in useless stats like defense and health. Considering that an Elite Four member is a Dark-type trainer that opens with Intimidate though, I'll need more attack than this. First, I used berries to get rid of the EVs that I don't need and started using protein to get more attack. I also grind up to level 80 in Victory Road. Here's what we're at now. I mean, I could be strong enough. Maybe if I get good luck on what moves they pick. I'm pretty iffy on this though. Again, all it takes is getting hit once to lose, so I pretty much need to one-shot everything or hope they pick terrible moves. Maybe I could get away with Confuse Ray if they take 2 hits to kill, but every time that I have to rely on that strategy, I only have a 25% chance of it working. I'm willing to give it a shot though, so this is your last chance to say if you think that I can beat this or not. Let's do this. First is Dart Trainer Sydney. We end up taking him out just by using enough returns. I was really worried that this wasn't going to have enough attack, but we got lucky and the only Pokemon that we couldn't one-shot is one of the ones that couldn't fight back. Second is Ghost Trainer Phoebe. She was another easy one-shot sweep thanks to Shadow Ball, nothing to worry about. Third is Ice Trainer Glacia. She actually didn't use any moves that could hit us, so she was yet again as easy as you would expect. I use an elixir between fights to get my power points back and move on. Fourth is Dragon Trainer Lance. Why'd I write that? No, it's Dragon Trainer What a geek reads these to try and correct things like this. I'm deeply offended. I'm so offended that everybody should go to the description and click on our randomizer Pokemon series that we do over on his channel and type to him how mad you are about him leaving this botch in the script. Anyway, it goes great until I get to Salamence, who lowers our attack with his Intimidate ability. We can take him to half health in one hit though, so it just means that I need to confuse him and let him hit himself twice. Next attempt goes much better as he hits himself twice and goes down. His Kingdra doesn't have any moves that can hit us, so he's done with. In between fights I use an elixir and also replace Leech Life with a Double Team. Last is Pokemon Champion Wallace. He sends out Wailord, so let me explain my strategy here while I build up double teams. This is Wallace's team. Do you notice something? His whole team only has 3 moves that can hit me. 2 of his Pokemon have Toxic, and 1 has Leech Seed. I can sit here as long as I want building up my double teams to 6 to max out my chances of dodging those moves. We completely mopped the floor with his entire team on the first try like it was nothing. That puts us in the Hall of Fame and wins the run for us, but there is one last fight that I'm sure you guys all want to see me at least attempt, even though I'm sure literally no one thinks it's possible. The post-game fight with Steven. Here's his team. So his team is all made up of mid to late 70s with high stats Pokemon, and 5 of his Pokemon can hit us. In fact, since his first Pokemon is Skarmory with Aerial Ace, a move that cannot miss, the luck I would need to actually win this fight is so absurdly unreasonable that even if I managed to do it, it would be 1 in a million. You would probably think I was cheating if I actually won this fight. But I've got to at least try it. I know you guys want to at least see how it goes. So here's my first try. Yeah, that went about as well as I expected. Even with all my speed EVs, he's faster than me with a move that can't miss. It's an auto lose. I try again after using all my rare candies, and I genuinely started laughing while playing when I saw how little damage I did. Yeah, getting to level 100 isn't gonna save us on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and say, Steve, it is impossible with these rules, and just move on to doing the next challenge. Still, I'm surprised I was able to beat the Elite Four without grinding to level 100. For as brutal as some of the grinding was, this was honestly an easier challenge than I thought it was gonna be. I thought this was gonna be Magikarp levels of horrible. December is still going though, and I'm still gonna keep doing your most requested runs. And that means next Saturday, I am going to try a run of Pokemon Fire Red where I am only allowed to use the move Metronome, the move that does other random moves. In fact, at the time of recording this, I've already started on it, and it is horrible. Subscribe, ring the bell, and stay tuned. If you want to see me do more challenges like this, please let me know in the comments or on Twitter. In fact, you guys telling me these on Twitter is how I found these individual Pokemon challenges for December. I can always use more ideas from you guys on what I should do next. Also, check out the playlist in the description if you want to watch all the Pokemon challenges that I've already uploaded. If you want to see more Pokemon stuff from me, my friend Whatageek and I have finished a black and white randomizer over on his channel, and we're moving on to a Gen 1 randomizer soon. Also, come over to my Twitch TV streams and tell me that this video sent you. It's always cool to hear how you found the channel. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.